So I'm just cutting this into thirds, and when you're cutting your beets, it's gonna be so gentle.
Would smaller beets take a longer time to cook, or a shorter time to cook?
Yes. So I would say a small beet would be about 22 minutes in the Instapot to 45 minutes in the oven, towards the larger, which would be 28 to 30 minutes in the Instapot and 60 minutes in the oven. I see a question hand.
Someone's got a question hand, tell them to put it in the chat, baby.
So you're gonna cut your beets however you want, based on the size. How I like to cut my veggies when I put it in a salad is, I think, how do I wanna eat it? Do I want it all to go to my mouth? Do I wanna like be awkward with it and try to shove and half of it fall off? I don't want that. So you wanna just cut so you get a really good bite with everything in it. And then you can just kind of spread your beets. Now I'm doing this as we're gonna serve like family style, but if you wanted to, you could also plate it. If this was gonna be like for a dinner party or something, you can use it for a presentation. So you can already see the contrast of the colors looks so good.
If someone was gonna make this as a side dish instead of as a main meal, what would it be good with?
Anything, really. You could do like a whole roasted chicken. That would be good with a lot of seasonings, and you could have if you're already having your oven go, you could just put it all in your oven. If you were doing like something vegetarian, you could do like maybe some barbecue tempeh, or you could do a side of like grilled fish would be good. I mean, really, it could go with anything. Or if you wanted to, you could add some protein to this. You could add some hard-boiled eggs to this. You could add chicken to this, and this could actually be seen as a main dish as well.
If you are going to be roasting a bunch of small beets, can you put them all in one foil package, and will the skins come off as easily, or does the foil need to be around each individual one?
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, I mean, you can put it all together in one packet, and then yeah, just fold it up. Sometimes they leak, so I would put them on just like a baking sheet just to make sure it doesn't leak all over the bottom. But yeah, just you can put them all and wrap them, or you can do it individually. It really doesn't matter. They both do the same. So now we can do our cucumber, and our cucumber, it just depends on if you like the peel. I'm not a big fan of the peel, so I'm gonna cut it. I'll show you how. But if you want to keep it on, you can keep it on too. So any oblong object like this, I like to cut it off the ends so it's stable. You want to make sure it's stable on your cutting board. And then you're just going to use your knife, and you're going to kind of cut around it as close to the skin as possible, so you have as much of the flesh as you can. Or you could peel it too. I just don't have a peeler. And dice it.
Where did you learn this recipe?
From my head.
Perfect.
So this is what I have been telling a lot of people. I have been cooking. I went to culinary school probably about, gosh, it's been like over 10 years ago. It was a while ago. And the thing about cooking that I tell everybody is that anybody can cook, and recipes are not to be followed directly. And that's how you create what you like, you know, and that's how you create and you start to trust your palate and what goes together. I know that beets and avocado go awesome together. I used to eat cheese, so I used to put feta in it. I don't eat cheese anymore, so I've kind of like omitted it and put something else in that has that creamy fat texture. So it's really easy to just kind of play around with it, and pretty much for every recipe there's always some room, so you don't have to follow it like step by step. And if you don't have something, that's okay. And if you have other things that you want to use up, that's okay too.
What's your favorite thing to cook and eat? What's your favorite meal, Jess?
That's such an open, I don't even know. I should think about that before I come on. Let's see. I love ethnic food. So I love pho when I'm sad, like a good pho. I love Indian food. So any sort of like curry, lentil, palak. I think I'm doing a palak class, the palak paneer here soon sometime with the Instapot. I love that. Anything that has really good seasonings, fresh, healthy. I can't narrow it down to just one. Although I did realize that if I had to be on an island and I could only have one thing, it would be eggs. Because you can do so many things with them. So this is an avocado. I'm actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm gonna save it for last because your avocado will actually brown. So I'm gonna put this back and then we are gonna start on the vinaigrette. So we have Valencia oranges and you can use whatever orange you have. These don't look the best, but I don't go on how they look. I go by how they smell and their weight. So if they're squishy and they feel heavy, that means they're really juicy. So I don't feel like you can always tell an orange by its cover. You kind of got to go a little deeper into it. So that's what we're doing. So again, something that is an odd shape. So you want to cut off each end. And what we're gonna do with it, oh, see, look at that. That's so, you didn't even know that was there. So we are gonna do something called segmenting. You can do it with any citrus fruit. And so you're gonna cut off the ends, and then it's gonna be kind of like the same way that I did with the cucumber. You're gonna take your knife, and you wanna make sure your knife is really sharp, and you're gonna follow it along, all the way down, and then you're gonna get that. So the object of the game is to get as much of the pith, and the pith is the white part, so like the membrane, and it is what holds the citrus together. So you want to get most of that off, but you want to still keep the flesh that we're going to be using.
So if we're not going to use the avocado right away, someone is wondering, how long will this recipe last if you're not going to eat it right away? Or is it something that you always want to prepare fresh?
I would prepare it within an hour, just because sometimes the beets too, they start to get, wet. So with the greens, once it starts to saturate in, but what you could do is you could prepare everything, keep it in separate, compartments. And then at the end, you can make your vinaigrette and then you can make your avocado and just put everything together at the very end. All right. Okay. So we got one. Let's do the other one. See, they're so deceptive.
Mm-hmm. They look so juicy.
Oh, and they smell so good.
How many days would it last in the fridge? Do you think it just
separate or all together?
Oh, let's say separate. And then how, like if you make, should you make the vinaigrette separate and then add it?
Yes. So one thing about vinaigrettes, homemade dressings are the way to go because they're so easy to make. And I would make them in a jar, like a mason jar or a jar with a tight lid. And you can literally make it in your jar and then mix it and then put it in the fridge. And then you can use it throughout the week, and all you have to do is shake it up, and it holds for about a week. So, and this vinaigrette that we're making, the citrus one, is awesome, and you're gonna want to put it on everything. So you might even want to double the batch. This smells nice.
It really is.
It is kind of therapeutic for me too. Mm-hmm. Okay. So get all that pith off, or pulp. Okay. So with our oranges, you're gonna get a bowl because you want to catch as much juice as possible. So you can see that there's tiny little segments on each side, almost like, the mandarin oranges from a can. And the little segments that you get of oranges, that's what you're gonna mimic. That's what you wanna have. So you're gonna take your orange and you're gonna go in between the little segments and you're just gonna pull it out. You don't want to go all the way down to the core, and you're going to kind of do it at a bias. And then you're going to just kind of come around. Oh, see, I did that wrong. Okay, we'll get that at the end. Maybe do it with a smaller knife. Paring knives work great. Try to take the seeds out as you go.
All right. Since the vinaigrette is acidic, could you just add avocado to prevent browning? Or could you add the vinaigrette to the avocado to prevent browning?
I mean, yeah, that's, I mean, essentially, yeah, there's the acid in it, so it could. I mean, I wouldn't put my avocado down until my vinaigrette was made first, but yeah. Seeds.
I wonder what other people like to cook in, or put in their salads.
Yes. What do people like to put in their salads?
Yeah, let us know in the chat what you guys like to, you know,
Okay.
what you like to make salads out of and what kind of vinaigrettes you make at home.
Mm-hmm. So as you can see, this one is done. It's still pretty juicy. So what I'm gonna do, because I wanna hold all the juice, is I have a handheld that I brought, and it is a juicer. It's awesome. And I'm just gonna put the remaining in, and then I'm just gonna squeeze out that extra juice, because I just wanna get as much as possible.
Let me tell you what people like. Barbara Saunders likes sunflower seeds. Jen likes walnuts.
Nice.
Sandra's got those dried cranberries.
Yes.
Kara likes lemon vinaigrette and nuts.
Yes.
Oh, Jen loves this juicer. Is it Jen or John? My eyes are broken. Pumpkin seeds, roasted veggies, tofu, balsamic vinegar.
Ooh,
all the best stuff.
Yes. I love a good vinegar. And the great thing about, I think that people have this misconception that making dressings at home is hard. And it's really not. All it is an olive oil and an acid, like a vinegar. And then my rule of thumb is I always add something sweet to it. So like a maple syrup or like a honey. You can do sugar if you want, but I just like the liquid one. It makes more sense when you're blending it.
Can you tell us a little more about that juicer? Carol wants to know where it came from, how much it costs, all that good stuff.
Well, it's funny that you asked that. I actually am starting my blogs next week, and it has all of my favorite things on it. So that is one of them that's on it.
What is your blog called, and where can people find it?
Well, it is justdeliciousliving.com. And I am Just Delicious. So you can also find me on Instagram as well. And now I have to go along with it and go live. So there's no turning back now. So you're holding me accountable. So thank you for that. And yeah, so I have a whole page of all my favorite things. So you can get my favorite Instapot, Vitamix, like things that I have just found really essential over time as a chef and just somebody that loves to cook. So I know this is from Amazon. And
let's try to find a place we can get it locally.
Yes, I mean, that is the problem these days. But do you guys have one here?
I don't know. I mean, I think we have a juicer, but I'm not sure if it's that variety.
Yeah. So you would just look for a hand squeeze juicer. They are great, super versatile, and yeah. So.
How beautiful that salad's looking already.
Yes, all the colors. Okay, so we have this juice. Yeah, I would say it's about, I don't know, a little over a 1/4 cup. And next we're going to add white wine vinegar. I also use champagne vinegar because I'm fancy, but it's okay if you don't. So we're gonna do a tablespoon of the vinegar. And then we're going to do 2 teaspoons of maple syrup. Ooh, that came out really fast. And I put Dijon mustard. That is my secret to any dressing. It doesn't matter what it is, Dijon. I put Dijon in everything, actually. I also put in my eggs for like an egg bake. It's a little secret tip.
Does you have an Instagram right now that's live, or are you still kind of working on that?
No, it's Just Delicious.
Just Delicious.
Yes.
I will send that along.
You can see me and my cats, my husband. I'm an open book. But I'd love the follows, and yeah, I love doing this because it really helps me keep up with what people want to learn and cook, and it's been really cool because I'm doing a lot more foods that I wouldn't necessarily cook too, so thank you for that. I'm gonna do, I don't know why I still have the creepy gloves on.
Keeps the citrus from going into tiny cuts on your fingers.
That's right. Okay, so the secret to a good vinaigrette or any dressing is you want to pour in your oil and you want to be whisking at the same time. And this is going to emulsify everything together and it's going to stop it from separating. So let's see if I can do both of these things. So you're going to start to whisk. If you had a hand, like an immersion blender, those are always really great to have too. If you're doing large quantities, you can throw it in a blender too, and then you can just pour in the oil. So, as you can see, it's like a nice sheen. So, you know, I'm gonna add and this is enough that you can save for later and use for something else after the salad.
How long does it last in the fridge?
Oh yes, did I not answer?
You might have. I missed it.
It can last up to a week separate, and you can put it together. I would recommend if you want to save it for
the vinaigrette, actually.
Oh, the vinaigrette.
Yeah.
A week. So 5 days. Just make sure it's sealed, and then shake it every time you use it, just to mix everything up. So we're almost done with the salad. Now we're gonna do our avocado because we have the vinaigrette to pull over. I don't know if you all know how to cut an avocado. There's not really like a special way, but you're gonna cut it in half. And you're just gonna twist.
How do you know a good avocado?
Well, it speaks to you. Like it whispers as you walk by. Again, I think that it's deceiving. I think that just because it's green on the outside, it actually doesn't mean that it's not ripe. It's a feel thing. You have to get it. You have to kind of touch it. You have to talk through it nicely. I like to squeeze the bottom right here. Like this is a sweet spot. So you want to go in there and squeeze that a little bit. And if it is, because this one, I mean, it still looks kind of green, like from a distance. I mean, it's pretty solid. But then you look, it looks pretty good.
Looks really good.
I mean, and you still want a little firm. I've seen like a meme about the avocado like history in a day and how it looks so good, and then you like within hours it's like brown and it's crumbling and it's aged. So they're fickle, but they're worth it. So you're gonna go into the pit, you're gonna hit it with the butt, and you're gonna just have your knife,
twist it out,
just give it a little notch, and it comes out. So there are many ways to cut. You can either take a spoon and scoop it out. So you can kind of take it around. And then you're just gonna pop the whole thing out.
Do you know much about avocados, Jess? We've got someone asking, Barbara's wondering what countries produce the most tasty, creamy, and not watery avocados?
it's going to be our friends in Mexico. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a great question to ask the Seward Co-op produce department the next time you're in. They can always direct you to when, the best avocados are going to be in season, when we're expecting them in store, and where the countries are that they're coming from.
So you can cut again. Remember, how do I want to eat my salad? Do I want to eat it delicate, or do I want to just,
shove big mouthfuls of it?
I mean, I like doing that too.
That's my salad preference.
Is that where you go?
Yeah.
That's your go-to?
Yep. Keep it chunky, baby.
Yes. Avocado and citrus and beets are like one of my favorites. One of the ways, if you want to keep it on a budget, I would just omit the greens and just eat it with the veg. So you could just slice the beets instead, so they're long, and you could put that down. And then you could put the cucumber and the rest of the ingredients, and you could just kind of lay it on top in a layer and then drizzle it with the vinaigrette, and you don't even need the greens if you wanted to. All right, so here it is. Beautiful salad. I don't know, can you see it? And we're gonna take these sunflower seeds. I don't know who said, but here they are. And we're just gonna give it some extra zhuzh. Yes. And then we're going to take that vinaigrette. And do we have tongs? I hope we have tongs.
I'm sure we do.
Little baby tong. It's all right. All right. There you go. This is the perfect summer salad. This goes great with grilling, just to keep it in season. So, I mean, doesn't that look awesome? I just feel like we're so lucky to be able to eat such a bounty with so much different colors and nutrients. And yeah, it's just, I love summer. So please follow me and let us know what you think of the salad in the class, and let us know what you want to see in the future. I'm always open to hear more about what you like. So,
and you've got some more classes coming up in the fall with Seward Co-op, right?
I do. I have a couple. What are we doing? We are doing
some jackfruit.
Oh yeah, so I'm super excited about the next one. It's one of my specialties. It is jackfruit enchiladas, vegetarian. It's actually, it can go vegan. I'm gonna probably make the vegan version because I don't do dairy. So if you eat cheese, you could go ahead and just substitute whatever, but we can make it vegan. So it's jackfruit, and then it's got a cilantro, like a verde sauce on top, and it's one of the favorites. So I'm really excited to be able to share that with you. So hopefully you will join me next time for that.
Got it right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Jess. We are all wrapped up with our beautiful salad recipe. We'll leave the video running for a couple more minutes. If anyone has any extra questions, feel free to just put them in the chat. We'll also unmute everyone if you want to just jump in and say hi to Jess and ask a quick question. You can do that as well. So thank you so much for coming, everyone.
Ooh, some people are outside. I like that.
Thank you. I can't wait to make it. It looks so delicious.
Yeah, you can eat it outside, right? On your
Yeah.
balcony, wherever you are. Cool.
Yeah, there is I forget the name of the company I just bought. I know Fresh Time has them, like a set of 6 or 8 pre-cooked beets. And they come plain, or you can get them 3 or 4 different ways also. Yeah.
There's so many awesome things to do with beets. I just will eat a beet myself, just plain. Like I said, when I ate dairy, I loved it with like feta, some fresh herbs on it. It's really good, a little squeeze of lemon. And it's really funny, when I was younger, I only thought beets came in a can. I'm from Wisconsin, and I hated them. I was like, these are disgusting, please get them away from me. What are you trying to make me eat? And then it's so funny how you give things like a second, you should give them a second take when you get older. And it wasn't until I got older, I was like, whoa, wait, these are way different than what I knew they were when I was younger. So I gave them a second chance, and Now I think they're overrated, or not overrated. I think people underrate them. And they are beautiful and earthy, and they have such a delicious, sweet, rich flavor. And I think that if everybody tried this salad, they would probably eat. So.
Someone wants to know in the
Add
chat.
carrots too.
Carrot?
You could add carrots too, like carrot beet juice, carrots in the salad.
Yes, you could definitely.
Whatever's in your season.
Celery.
Celery. I don't like celery, but you could.
Do you have a date for the jackfruit enchilada yet?
Yes,
We do. You can sign up. It's actually out, isn't it?
I don't have it up online yet. We're going to be getting them published within the next week, and then they'll be announced in the next issue of the Sprout. If you're a member of the co-op, you get those. Otherwise, you can look at seward.coop and just go to the classes and events, and it'll be listed on there. But I think
will it be on Eventbrite?
It will be. Yep.
Okay.
It'll be on Eventbrite within the next couple of days, probably.
Okay. I'll keep looking for it.
Yeah, it's going to be.
I'd like to try that and see. I hear so much about it because I'm not vegetarian or anything, but
it's like one of those very daunting. And I was just telling the girls, so it's a Asian fruit. It's very like prehistoric looking. It's
it looks ugly.
Scaly, and you're like, what is this? Is it gonna hatch? Is there a dinosaur that's coming out of it? What am I gonna do with that? And it's very intimidating, but you don't actually get it around the Midwest a lot. You can get it at like United Noodle has them, and they have them cut up. But we're gonna just kind of mess around with what is accessible for everybody, and that's the candy.
Okay.
It's awesome. It's so cool dabbling and going into the alternative meats and all of the things that we can do, and as long as our mind is open to trying something, I think that the world is unlimited with trying things. And so it actually breaks down to taste so much like a pulled pork. Like you did everything and you shredded it and you cooked it down and you added your seasonings, and if you blindfolded someone, I don't even think
wouldn't tell. I wouldn't be able to tell. Okay.
But I want to hear it, so I hope everybody comes, makes it, and then tell me what you think. Actually, or in my head, I don't know.
Okay, I'll keep looking for it.
What other vinegars, if you don't have champagne, would be a good thing to use?
So white wine vinegar is what we use today.
White wine vinegar?
Yeah, and white wine vinegar is more common, I think, so that's probably good to go to.
Can you use rice wine vinegar?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just like sweet. I actually think that rice wine vinegar may actually be a little bit sweeter because of the rice. Did anybody make the salad with me? No? Then I won't eat it.
No, but I'll make it tonight.
Okay, so you guys are good.
I'll make it tonight. I have the things. My beets were still cooking. So I'll make it tonight.
Really? Awesome. How did you do your beets? Did you do it in the
I roasted them.
Yeah. Okay. Another thing, not to toot the Instapot's horn, but in the summer, and you know how the oven just gets so hot in your kitchen and you're like melting?
Yeah.
Instapot doesn't do that. There's no heat.
Had I known that, I probably would have brought mine out, but.
Well, now I'm going to give you
now I know.
So that's another nice thing about the new electronics and things out. Same with the air fryer. Another thing I'm going to toot. And it's really great because it's on your counter and you don't have to heat anything up. There's no preheating or anything. You can just when you want. So
can you
the salad
beets?
What?
In a steamer? Can you steam the beets in a steamer?
Yeah.
And for the skin come up?
Yeah, I mean that's what a pressure. That's what a pressure cooker is essentially. Is it's steaming it and using it. So you could definitely. I would peel them before though.
It can have the skin come off easy if you steam them in just a regular steamer. Vegetable steamer.
Because it depends on what kind of steamer you have. Like if you have like the pot kind of steamer,
Well, water underneath with a layer with holes in it, and then you put the vegetables on top.
And I usually like to peel the beets before I steam it in there. I just feel like it takes it doesn't kind of like saturate the skin as well or something. I'm not really sure why I think that, because I actually don't know if I've fully tried it, like doing them whole, but I usually just peel them beforehand. It doesn't take too long.
Yeah.
Could you possibly peel the beetroot and grate it rather than having to cook it?
The what?
Peel the beetroot and grate it
Peel it
rather than having to cook it for the
Yeah.
salad?
Oh,
Yeah.
great.
really good.
Yeah, I like that. See, that's even more dainty when you're eating it. So you could just have that perfect bite. That would be like if I was trying to impress a man or something, or a woman, impress someone, and they were coming over, and I wanted to make sure that beet was not getting all over my face. Then I would definitely do that and keep it shredded.
Okay.
Any other questions? Any other questions? Otherwise, let's check this real
Nope, that's
quick.
it.
Cool, great job. Well, thanks everyone. We really
Thanks for
appreciate you coming.
coming.
Thank you.
Yes, and you're keeping me accountable, so stay tuned for Just Delicious Living. If you follow me on my Instagram, I am going to post it, and I always am going to start posting more delicious meals like this, and then you can go to the blog to check out all of the recipes. So,
Great.
yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You.
Okay, have a good one.
Yeah,
Stay
you-
safe, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.